Now, many of you will know that NIO has got 8 models which they are currently selling, right? This is the ES8, EC7, ES7, ET7. Then they've got the EC6, ES6, ET5, and the ET5 Touring. These are the 8 models which are currently available onto the NIO main brand models. Then they've got the sub brand which is only selling the a model called the L60. Now this December, or on the 21st of this month, they will be giving us more details about their 9th model, which is the 89, which deliveries are expected to commence by Q1 of next year, which so many of the investors, though we know that their NIO is not going to generate more sales or that much of sales on that model based on the kind of price they will be selling at, we look forward to that because it will constitute to the in as much as NIO won't be selling that much, there will be sales that NIO generates by that model. That's a showcase, man, because it's just out of this world. Technology, the beauty, it has got it all, which is something that, of course, I just believe, or I think that we are going to see. It is going to grab some good sales. Now, the reason why I'm telling you about the NIO models is because apparently the wait times on the ET7, EC7, and ES8 has been increased from 2 to 3 weeks to 3 to 4 weeks. We don't know the reason behind this, but one thing is for sure, me thinking outside of the box, is that the production line that produces ES6, ET7, I'm not sure about the EC7, is the same production line that produces the Envoy L60. If my memory serves me well, this is the same production line. So this might be that NIO is now prioritizing mass producing the Envoy L60 over these models, because these models anyways, they don't sell that much. And Envoy L60, remember, it's a new model which NIO has accumulated quite number of orders, and obviously they don't want people to cancel their logged orders onto this car, and therefore they will want to prioritize and make sure that they deliver these vehicles as soon as possible. I think this might be part of the reason why the wait times on the ET7, ES8, EC7 has been increased from 2 to 3 weeks to now 3 to 4 weeks. But again, it might be a supply chain issue where some parts are not coming as quick, but I just think that it has to do with the production line or the production capacity, because I know the ES8, I think with the ET7, they are coming from the same line as the Envoy L60, and therefore knowing that Envoy is targeting 10,000 this month, it has to be prioritized. As NIO increase the production capacity, Envoy has to be prioritized as well, because with Envoy, you'll know that on the previous video we were talking about the target that NIO expects to get from Envoy, which by 2025, which was 240,000 deliveries, which that is the amount that they intend on selling from their Envoy sub brand, which, like I said, it's always good. It's good to see that Envoy will be selling an average of 20,000 deliveries on a month to month next year. So when I got to read this, like I said, I thought of the Envoy L60, but it can be anything, right? But this is what I personally believe, that it's leading into the wait times of ET7, EC7, and ES8 to be slightly have longer wait times from 2 to 3 weeks to 3 to 4 weeks. Otherwise, your other brands like the ES6, EC6, ET5, ET5 Touring, it remains with the wait times of 2 to 3 weeks. So if you have to buy or order those cars, it will take you 2 to 3 weeks for you to get for you to receive your car or to go collect your car, which is something that those ones, we know that they're the ones that really are generating some pretty good decent figures for NIO, which would make sense that they don't compromise those ones, because ET5 Touring, ES6, EC6, they are contributing, I think, over 90% or almost 90% of NIO's total sales on a month to month, which therefore means they are very important, and NIO should not obviously tamper with their production capacity, with their production, because they are doing quite well and they generate NIO some good sales. Whereas on the other hand, your ES6, your EC7, your ES8 and ET7, yes, they are selling, but they are not selling that much. And this part of the reason is that they are expensive. You know that ES7, EC7, ET7 and the ES8, all of them starting price is over 400,000 RMB, which shows you of how pricey these cars are under the NIO brand. Whilst the ET5 Touring, ET5 mid sedan, ES6, EC6, they are priced just over 300,000 RMB. I think the ES6 is around, the starting price is around 368,000 RMB. Then you've got the ET5 Touring to ET5 mid sedan, which the starting price is the same at I think $42,000. And this in itself, of course, makes people to obviously come more to these ones, or to the new models that are over 300,000 RMB, because those ones it's only few people that can afford. But I must say they've been doing pretty well. They've been doing pretty decent, especially the 87 Executive Edition, which was launched recently. NIO has been scooping some pretty good decent deliveries, but obviously it cannot be compared to the other models below 400,000 RMB, because those ones, like I said, there are quite a number of people that can afford, or the market for that is more than that of people who can afford to buy cars over 400,000 RMB. So yeah, man, tell me what you think about this. This is what I thought when I got to see the wait times increase, to say that it appears that NIO's top priority right now, it might be shifting to the Onvo L60, because they know they need to produce. They know they don't have to wait to make those that place their orders or lock their orders onto that brand to wait too long, because they will end up losing their patience and cancelling those orders, which won't be good at all for Onvo. So I think it might just be NIO trying to prioritize the deliveries of the Onvo L60. I think personally it's easier for NIO to make Onvo L60 than making obviously the ES8, for instance, because I think in terms of chips, NIO models may probably will have more chips and more components than the Onvo L60, which it might be quicker to produce, like I said, the Onvo L60 than to produce the NIO ES8, which therefore might make sense in the short term for them to prioritize that, to make sure that they've got as many vehicles as possible, so that they can also not lose those that have locked their orders. So yeah, man, tell me what you think about this. These are just my opinions as to why they've increased the waiting times for the EC7, ES8 and ET7. This is my thinking, but of course it can be anything. But I just thought I'd give you this to say that this might be another sign to say that we need to brace ourselves for the Onvo L60 deliveries, because NIO, it looks like they are shifting things to make sure that they get to their target of selling over 10,000 vehicles from off their sub-brand Onvo, and also reach their target of over 30,500, which will put them to the lower side of their guidance in terms of the delivery guidance they gave us on the 20th of November. So blue sky is coming, man. Long term will win. That's all from me. Do your own due diligence, and God bless you all.